Okay, hopefully you heard that friendly announcement. So now we are on the record, and this is a great resource as we move forward, that this will be available to you on our website so that you can review any of this information. And let's see, we will have time at the end for questions that you can ask of other hosts or of our staff. And there also is a chat box available to you. There's a little speech bubble in the top corner of your screen. And if you click on that, you can actually type a message that can be seen by other hosts and staff. So if you do want to ask a question or raise a point for discussion, that can happen at any point in the call. So these member-hosted film screenings are part of DFA's local activist network, which is sort of the umbrella organizing for our offline member community, where we resist, build power, and organize. As many of you already know, DFA members have been meeting locally since the Dean for President campaign, so back in 2004. And we actually have local groups that have been meeting consistently since then for more than a dozen years. Our local groups work on a lot of things, including progressive issue campaigns. They recruit and support progressive candidates and train activists and candidates as well. And in 2017, we at DFA have a three-part mission. First, to challenge Trump's agenda at every opportunity. I hope that some of you got to see some of Senator Merkley's 15-hour filibuster last night and this morning. It's really exciting to see that Democrats are standing up and standing strong in the way that we need them to and the way that we've been asking them to. And a lot of that is from the work that DFA members and Indivisible members and members of our revolution have really been pushing and challenging these Democrats to do the right thing. We know that we have to sustain this resistance and we have to build power, and this power is coming from strong progressive communities working together and fighting for each other. And then we know we must elect progressive champions in 2017 and beyond. Looking ahead at the calendar, there is election day, it seems like, every month in 2017 in some state or some city. And so we've got our work cut out for us to start to gain back some of the ground that we've lost in the last several years and really put some strong progressive champions in office. And we are looking at every election from city council and school board all the way to the U.S. House and Senate. So if you are running for office or you know of an amazing candidate, please let us know, let them know that they can apply for our endorsement and make sure that we are connected to the amazing people in your community that you're excited about. And then we've created an online home for our local activist network group and our work. So you can go to d4a.link/HQ for the resources and materials that you need to run these offline events. And if you have other suggestions or things that you'd like to see on that HQ page, please do let us know. And with that, I am going to hand things over to our Peter, who will share the goals of our local screenings.
Hello, everyone. I'm Peter De La Roca, DFA's organizing intern. We're really excited to see so many folks who hosted a screening joining us again this month, and as well as to welcome folks who are joining us for the first time. We have three simple goals for running these kind of movie screenings. First, we want to build a stronger offline community so that we continue to work and resist together. Gathering to watch and discuss Immigrants for Sale and Pursuing the Dream creates some space for us to get to know each other a little better. Second, we want to have important conversations about racial justice and racism. We know that Trump and his cronies are the product of generations of systemic racism and white supremacy, and we must remember that people of color have been leading the fight for justice since the beginning. Third, we want to identify more people to join our movement and build the local activist network. Movie nights are great low-key events for people who might be new to activism, so invite your friends and neighbors to join you so you can help get them involved. On a logistical note, watching both Immigrants for Sale and Pursuing the Dream will take about 40 minutes. So that'll leave you a good amount of time to facilitate a conversation afterwards. Both films are available online, so you'll need a TV or a computer connected to the internet to show the film. The links to both are going to be on the screen right now.
All right. Thank you, Peter. These are some really important things to keep in mind as we plan events. And I wanted now to hand things over to Jessica to give us a little bit more context about the two films that we have chosen to share this month. Jessica, are you here?
Yes, I'm here. Hey, everybody.
Hi.
I'm Jessica Carter. I'm the organizing manager at Democracy for America. Last month, we watched Selma together and discussed the history, present, and future of civil rights and the struggle for justice. Trump's presidential campaign brought to the surface the racism that has always existed in the U.S. Hate crimes against people of color and the LGBTQ people are on the rise in many cities this year. But this racism is only more visible. It's not new. Remember that in 2016, during the Obama administration, our national budget for immigration detention was $2.3 billion. And 62% of immigration detention facilities are operated by private companies, meaning they lack federal oversight and are directly profit-driven. Because Congress has contracted with private prison companies, we're required to keep more than 34,000 people incarcerated at all times. Immigration detention breaks up families, terrorizes communities, and violates human rights. Immigration is not a crime, and it's really important that we remember that. Immigrants for Sale illustrates the corporate greed that underpins our current immigration system and prevents us from enacting real policy reform. As long as private corporations are profiting from immigration detention, we won't move to solutions. This film is only 33 minutes long, but it's packed with infuriating information. We chose to include Pursuing the Dream, a documentary, alongside Immigrants for Sale because it's so important that we talk about policies that work for families and communities. DACA, or Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals, allows young people who came to the U.S. as children to pursue their education and work towards citizenship. The law doesn't go far enough, but thousands of young, intelligent, hardworking young people depend on DACA. Pursuing the Dream allows these young people to speak for themselves and tell their own stories. We have to pay attention to laws in our cities and states that will impact undocumented members of our communities and use our voices and votes to protect and support them.
Great. Thank you so much, Jessica. So I think as much as we love watching the movies together, the conversations that we have before and after them are some of the richest parts of these events. And so we're really excited that you will be sharing the films and leading these conversations as well. So let's talk about that recruitment and how we're going to get lots of friends and neighbors and activists to come to these screenings with us. Whoops. Apparently, I accidentally tried to turn on my video. Sorry, folks. Hold on one second. Clicked the wrong thing. Okay. Great. So there's 3 simple steps to ensuring successful recruitment. The first thing is just to simply grab a pen and paper and make a list of as many people as you can think of who you would like to invite. We generally use the rule of halves when we're planning an event like this, that about half of the people that say yes to coming will probably make it. Things come up, life happens, and we understand that. So if you think you have space for 8 people in your living room, keep inviting until you get about 16 yeses so that you have the 8 people that you're looking for at the event itself. So make a big list, neighbors and friends and family members. And one of the things that we like to do with these events is, because the movie night is a great way for people to kind of make a first step into activism. It doesn't require them to attend a march or rally, and so a lot of people who you might not think of who aren't super active politically now, this could be a good way for them to kind of meet some of your activist friends and get connected to that community. So this can be a good maybe gateway event for some of those folks that you've been looking to get involved. We will be emailing DFA members near you. If you have set your event to public events, that means that next week we'll send out an email to folks near you and invite them to attend your screening as well. So it's definitely a partnership. We want you to be able to invite the people in your networks, but we also hope that you'll be willing to share your space and your screening with DFA members who will be your hopefully new friends. We have provided an online sign-up tool that you can use to manage your event. So you're looking for an email from me. It's Mary, M-A-R-I, and the subject line is, please confirm your screening of Immigrants for Sale. That same yellow highlighted link that you clicked to confirm your event is the one that's going to allow you to manage your event, to see your RSVPs, and to communicate with your guests. And I'll show you what that looks like in just one second. And then finally, the third and most important step is to make reminder calls. Just taking a couple of minutes Wednesday evening or whatever is the night before your screening to let people know that you're excited to see them, maybe ask them to bring along some popcorn or bring a bottle of wine. It really can make the difference in letting people know that you're looking forward to seeing them and reminding them that they did commit to something. And so making sure that you have people in your space and people showing up to the event. So yeah, those are the basics in terms of recruitment. And then I want to, okay. Bruce, I'm seeing your question. I will look that up and confirm that your event is live and get back to you with information on that. So I do want to take a second just to look over your host tools. This is for an organizing meeting that I set up, but they're going to look exactly the same, except where it says event, it's up at the top in blue, in white letters on blue. It's going to say this is your screening of Immigrants for Sale. So what you see on the left-hand side is the location and the date and time and the event description that you entered for your event. Directions is anything that you said to your attendees to help them find your location. And then the note to attendees is optional, but, you know, bring a snack to share, or please know we have a dog who's super friendly, but if you're allergic, you should know. It says here that my event is public because I am willing to have other DFA members join me. If any of this information looks wrong to you, you can click this edit. It's a little bit darker blue up next to event details, and you can make changes to the event. For example, if you've gotten more people signed up than you thought, so you're going to have it at a neighbor's house who has a bigger TV, you can change the location there. Everyone has a unique sign-up link for this event, and it's here. This is the link you can share on Facebook or on Twitter or email out to people and let them know that they can RSVP for your event here. And then you can see below, whoops, sorry, got too excited. Go back. I have 2 attendees signed up now, and I can email them or I can make one of them a co-host. I could also remove them, but I probably won't do that. And then I also have phone numbers, so I can send people email reminders or questions, and then I can also make confirmation calls. Then I also have the option to invite my friends via Facebook or email right through this website, if that's easier, and it will share a link with them that will take them right to my sign-up page so they can come to my event. So these are the host tools that you have. You always have access to them through the confirmation email that you have from me. So please use them. We hope they'll be a great resource for you as you manage your event. And with that, I am going to hand things back over to Jessica to talk with us about some facilitation guidance.
All right, thank you, Mary. We just wanted to review some important facilitation tips for folks who will lead a group conversation after you finish watching both films. There are 4 things to keep in mind when leading a conversation at your screening. The first is to acknowledge as a group that conversations about race are difficult, but they must happen in order to dismantle white supremacy. Let people know that we may not agree on every policy point, but we must agree that resisting Trump's bigotry and hate is our shared priority. Ask everyone to agree to help each other learn. If someone uses language that is or could be construed as racist, sexist, homophobic, or ableist, pause the conversation to consider a better way to express the idea or make the point. An example of this is that someone might use the term illegal aliens or illegal immigrants. At this point, you might stop the conversation and remind the group that no human being is illegal and that term is designed to dehumanize immigrants. Saying undocumented is a much better way to refer to someone's immigration status.
Next, you're going to want to take a few minutes to set community agreements or expectations just before you get started. These are some rules that you'll all agree on in order to keep your conversation productive and respectful. Some ideas for community agreements are to have only one person speak at a time, and just remind people not to interrupt and have side conversations. Share the floor. If you've already spoken, let at least 3 people contribute before you make another comment. Give and receive constructive feedback as well. When responding to a comment, be respectful and focus on helping other people learn. When someone gives you feedback, simply thank them. Don't get defensive or try to re-argue your point. Most of the time, they're not trying to invalidate your argument.
Third, be sure to start your conversation with introductions so that people are refreshed on each other's names. Try to use people's names when calling on them or referring to something they said.
Finally, ask at least one question that everyone responds to. This will give everyone an opportunity to speak, even folks who might feel shy about interjecting into the conversation otherwise. For example, you might go around the circle and have everyone give a brief impression of the film, or go around the circle and name one additional film about race and white supremacy that every progressive should see. This can help break the ice and make sure that everyone's voice is heard.
Awesome. Thanks to you both for sharing facilitation tips. We definitely want to challenge ourselves to have hard conversations that will help us to learn and grow as activists and to help us move toward action. And so we will be sending out a facilitation guide that will include these tips and some discussion questions you can use. And we're planning to send that out on the Monday before the 20th. And you would think I would have a calendar in front of me so I could give you an exact date. How about Monday the 17th? So you can look for that for me, and you'll have that information as well. So we do have some time now for questions. And you can ask a question by typing into the chat box. I'm also going to move us into Q&A mode so that you can ask a question out loud as well. And okay, so you can put yourself into the Q&A queue by pressing *6 or clicking the Q&A button in your toolbar. Or you can enter a question into the chat box. And it looks like Maria has a question, so I'm going to go ahead and unmute you to ask your question.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. There's a bit of an echo on the line, though.
Okay. Ooh, that's horrible.
If you can mute or turn down your microphone, that might help.
Yeah, I muted my microphone. Can you hear me now?
Yes, that's perfect. Thank you.
Okay, very good. Okay, so my problem is here that unfortunately the venue I had picked, which is very good, however, does not have Wi-Fi, so I cannot stream anything there. I would have to move to my house where it's more likely to work because I have Wi-Fi. I was wondering, do you have DVDs of these films, of these documentaries? If you do, then the problem is solved because I can show them in the first venue that I had picked.
Yeah. We don't have DVD copies of the film. We just have the online links for them. Sorry about that.
All right. Then I will have to change the venue.
Sure. Okay. And you can email us at organizing@democracyforamerica.com, and we can help you make changes to your event page if you need help.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
I will change it, and I will have to change the number of people because in my house I cannot host the number of people that was going to host in the venue that I had picked.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, why don't you go ahead and email us at organizing@democracyforamerica.com, and we'll see what we can do.
Okay. All right.
Great, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, anyone else with questions? You can type them in the chat box, or you can press *6 on your phone or the Q&A button in your toolbar. Okay, and looks like we do have one more question. Francie, are you there?
I'm here.
Hi.
I'm wondering if the time is set for 7 o'clock.
Nope, you can absolutely change that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the films are available whenever you want.
Great. On that specific day, right?
No, anytime. If it works better to do it on a Friday night or a Wednesday night, please feel free.
Oh, okay. Thanks.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Looks like we have a question from someone in the 415 area code. Let's see. Can we unmute you? Can you hear me? Okay. All right. Great. So we are still available for questions. I'm going to go ahead and skip ahead. To the cute questions graphic that I forgot that I put on here. So on Monday, I'm sorry, I have the wrong date. On Monday the 17th, you will get an email from me. It will have, again, a link to your host tools, although, again, you already have that, as well as a facilitation guide. In the meantime, you can check out your host tools now and start sharing that RSVP link with your friends. And then look for the email going out on Thursday, April 13th. That's when we'll be emailing DFA members near you to let them know that your event is happening and that they can join. And then if you're looking for more things to do, we have so many things. Local organizing meetings. Some of you are hosting or attending a meeting near you this week, or some folks it's early next week. The dates are kind of happening between this week and next, but local organizing meetings to get DFA members together to talk local strategies. We do have an upcoming night school webinar on building a reflective democracy, and that's happening Thursday, April 13th, and I believe that's at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. And then these screenings, April 20th, or as we have discovered, anytime you want. The links that we put up are available anytime. So if you prefer to show your event on a Saturday afternoon, that's great. Whatever works best for your schedule and for your community. Or if you want to do a screening twice, those links will always be available, and both filmmakers are very excited that you'll be sharing the films with your community. So I think in terms of content, that's it for us. And if you have any questions, the best way to reach us is organizing@democracyforamerica.com. And that email goes to me and Jessica and Peter. So one of the three of us can get back to you, whatever questions or problems you have. So yeah, I guess that's it for tonight. Thank you all so much for your time. And thanks again for hosting a screening with us.